What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Realistic Criminal. This is episode number 69, and we are coming off the back of a mega episode in 68, a mad game of the season against Arsenal. We led 2-0 against the Gunners. They came back and led 3-2, and we scored twice late on. Taiwo Awoniyi bagging a hat trick, and we won the game 4-3 to still lead the Premier League title. Wow. And then if that wasn't big enough, we've got three huge games coming up in today's episode. Three games against across three competitions, sorry. Chelsea away in the FA Cup quarterfinals, followed by Manchester City in the Premier League, and then Marseille in the first leg of our last 16 Europa League fixture. But first, to Stamford Bridge, to West London, to Chelsea, where we take on Mauricio Pochettino's side. I love this, by the way, a midweek cup game under the lights at the Bridge. I loved all this build-up. It looked fantastic. It felt like this game was going to be a really tight affair. Chelsea, like we said before, the AI doesn't really make too many changes when it comes to cup games, which is a shame. We rotate heavily, like we always do. Butland in goal, Noble, Smith amongst a couple of youngsters playing, and it would be Noble who would have the first chance of the game 5 minutes in. The ball, Jacob Ramsey's found in behind. He squares it to Noble, but his shot is saved. Before 25 minutes in, that combination is found again, but this time it's Ramsey squaring to Eafc, and Alexander does what Nathan couldn't and gives us a 1-0 lead early doors at Stamford Bridge. It had been a bit of a cagey affair in the first 20 minutes or so, but we had a couple of chances and taken them. From kickoff, however, though, Chelsea recycle the ball well, play 10 or 12 passes before Christian Pulisic, the American who is now left to go to AC Milan, he brings the Blues level with a nice finish, and our lead would not last long. Just before half-time, though, Noble looks to link up with Ramsey again. Ramsey forces Mendy into a great save, and then Farmer puts the ball back across the goal. Ramsey then squares it, and Farmer, the youth academy graduate with so much potential, nods home in injury time in the first half and goes and celebrates with his fans. Absolutely love these scenes. We lead 2-1, and I'd say on the basis of the first half, maybe just about deserved. Going into the second half, Nathan Noble would have a great chance. Edouard Mendy, hats off to the goalkeeper here. Fantastic save this is to tip it just over the bar. I love that angle, by the way. This was, honestly, the second half, it had a bit of everything. Both teams going for it, but it was quite cagey. Keepers making saves. And then with 15 minutes to go, the ball is recycled before Kessié, his shot whistles just wide of Dean Henderson's left post. You can see me having a word with Taiwo there. And I wouldn't bring him on, though. I'd bring on both Nico Williamses. I don't know what plural Nico Williams is. Along with Adeyemi, the triple sub made. And then with 86, 87 minutes on the clock, Kolo Muani would play a nice one too. Butland caught in no man's land. And Chelsea equalise with just 2 minutes of regular time left on the clock. And it's Christian Pulisic again bagging his second goal of the game. I thought I'd seen this out. I thought I'd done enough to progress to the semi-finals of the FA Cup, but it wouldn't to be, and Chelsea would equalise. In injury time, Nico Williams, his header, he seems to be blocked by Awoniyi, who's now been subbed on, and it's a comfortable save for Mendy, and that would be it. The ref would blow for full time, and we are heading to extra time at the Bridge. A tasty 2-2 draw. Tied at Desmond, what can 30 more minutes do to decide this one? Well, 5 minutes into it, Kai Havertz, obviously now at Arsenal, still at Chelsea in the game, would find Favre in the middle, but his header is well saved by Jack Butland. Into the second half of extra time, Nathan Noble finds Jacob Ramsey. His shot is saved, but Nico Williams, let's go. This guy's on a bit of a scoring streak at the moment. He bagged in the Arsenal game at the end of last episode. He scores here as well. He also bagged in the Palace game. So that's 3 games in a row with a goal for the Spaniard. And could that be the crucial deciding moment? Well, yes, it would be. We would play the ball round in the corner a little bit to waste a bit of time to see the game out. And we have knocked Chelsea out of the FA Cup at the quarterfinal stage. We progress through to the semi-finals. Goals from Eafc, Farmer and Nico Williams in extra time see us progress, and it's a nice win here at the Bridge, a result that we've struggled to get away at Chelsea during this career mode. So very happy with this one. Obviously, we're out of the Carabao Cup. We usually do well in the domestic cups. We're through to another semi-final, and it's another trip to Wembley. And I'm proud of the boys. We played a rotated side there, whereas Chelsea had pretty much their strongest team out, and the boys did good. We know we've got big games coming up, so to be able to rotate was huge for us. And Benjamin Farmer in particular, I was impressed with him that game. Scored a goal and definitely noticed him. Noble as well. He didn't get a goal himself or an assist, but he was brilliant. And Noble, there were futures bright with him and with our attackers. As we look at the Premier League table here, Chelsea won. So we have a game in hand over the Blues, but we still remain top as we see the FA Cup. The FA Cup quarter-final draw. So that game against Chelsea was the round of 16. My apologies. The quarter-finals we faced Leeds away. Going into the Premier League, though, into our second game of the episode, 28-goal Taiwo Awoniyi is the league top scorer. He's looking for his third golden boot in a row. He's gonna need a whole boot room for these golden boots. Taiwo, he is well on his way to 150 Premier League goals. Could we beat Shearer's record in the save? Maybe. Well, it would be Manchester City, Pep's side, who are sat in fourth right now, 8 points behind us. They cannot really afford to lose this game. They cannot afford to be 11 points behind the league leaders. We had an entertaining 0-0 draw at the Etihad back in December where Maxime Lopez and Riyad Mahrez both got sent off in the first half. That was a very hectic game. City play with such a high press, and when you have a player like Haaland up top as well, the balls in behind are just clinical. And there is example number 657. Because Haaland is played through and behind. Kilman doesn't have the pace to keep up with the Norwegian, and Haaland just dinks over Henderson. And there goes another clean sheet. 6 minutes in, Haaland has just 16 goals for the season. That's pretty poor on his and Taiwo's standards. 16 minutes in, Taiwo would find Taiwo Awoniyi, and well, how's your luck? Taiwo's shot curves round Unai Simon in the City goal, and it hits not one, but both posts, rolls across the line and gets cleared away. Outrageous that, but the chances were coming in. City, because they press so high, they leave so much space in behind, and the chances are you can have an odd man rush if you break well, and luckily we have the pace and the ability in our attack to do so. So we were creating chance after chance, and even though we hadn't scored just yet, I still felt confident we would get that equalising goal. Well, on the stroke of half-time, City would force Henderson into a couple of big saves here, key saves to the importance of this game and to the result of it. Dean keeps us in the game, and then from the last corner, the shot gets blazed over, and the ref blows for the intermission with just Haaland's 6-minute goal separating the sides as it stands. Well, straight from kickoff in the second half, we love a kickoff goal here. Renan Lodi finds Eddie Amy, and he just runs through the City defence. Everyone seems to back off, and Karim makes it 1-1 with yet another goal. The German, I'm absolutely loving him. This kid is special. He makes it 1-1 with, I'm not sure how many goals he's actually got. We'll have to check that stat, but he's racking up the goals and the assists already. He's loving life at the City ground, clearly. Well, City will look to respond just a couple minutes later. Rafinha, that man who got sent off at the Etihad, he squares it to a couple of City players. Phil Foden, the City man who seems to be becoming more and more the main man for Pep's side. Especially now De Bruyne is out injured for the considerable future. It looks like Phil Foden is going to be leaned on, and he's a City fan through and through. He came through the youth academy. It's quite cool that Pep is backing him, and he has the talent to show for it. He's a quality kid, and yeah, he's been smashing it. And well, whilst we were talking about that, it's a game of fine margins, and City had a shot down one end. It hit the bar, the underside of the bar, deflected out. And then we recycled the ball, work it well on the counter-attack. Adeyemi gets to the byline, cuts it back, and Ruben Diaz puts the ball into his own net. And we went from just moments ago thinking we would be 3-1 down to being level at 2-2. And Isaac, the substitute, had actually a pretty decent chance to give us a 3-2 lead. His shot was saved. Dean Henderson saving a Haaland shot here late into injury time. Could City snatch a well-needed win? No, they couldn't. The header is weak. Henderson holds, and we draw for the second game out of 3 at home. We have drawn at home. So Brentford it was, and then we beat Arsenal. Now we draw with City. Not the worst result against Pep's side, but at home I fancy us to beat anyone, and so it is 2 points dropped. And so with teams like Chelsea and Liverpool chasing us, we can't afford to keep dropping these games. On the plus side, we were 2-1 down with 15 to go, and we managed to snatch a draw. So I'll take it, I guess. I'll take it. It's not a loss, and that's all. That's the most important thing. As Hosselu comes to us and says he's not really happy, he's just not going to get much game time, to be honest. Hosselu, I think we're going to release him at the end of this season. As we move into the third and final game of the episode, and it will be the Europa League. We return to we return to Europa League action after a couple of months out. Winning our group 6 games from 6, we face Marseille in the last 16. A side who are struggling domestically. They're 7th in Ligue 1 right now. So the French side definitely there for the taking, although we don't want to take anything for granted. And I just want to say as well, so with Marseille, a little bit of a spoiler, I guess, here. When the next, not FIFA, when Eafc comes out next month, I'm going to be obviously doing a realistic career mode. That won't be revealed what team I do that with yet. But I also have a couple of other career modes I want to do as well. And I guess the sort of the category of those career modes will be sort of returning to glory type vibes. And Marseille is one of the teams I'm going to do a career mode with. So we will be getting used to the velodrome here and to the surroundings in the next game in FC 24. Looking forward to that one, to be honest, and hopefully you guys will be too. But returning to this game, returning to this save, it is Marseille, who are littered with ex-Premier League players. Curtis Jones, Akanji, I think they have Traore on their bench as well. A good side. They play 3 at the back, so very attacking. What can we do at the velodrome here? The faithful Forest fans over there in the away end. Normally in the Europa League, we do rotate. We do play a weaker side, not the weakest, not a massively rotated side like an FA Cup game, but we would normally rotate. But now I'm taking this competition seriously. I want to win this competition. I want to win a European trophy with Nottingham Forest. That's the goal, to win a European trophy and bring one back to the City Ground after so many years without one. Well, we would be off to the perfect start. Taiwo Awoniyi starting a game in the Europa League, which is rare for him. He gives us the lead 3 minutes in, and then 13 minutes in, he bags his second goal of the game, and all of a sudden, already we're in cruise control in this tie. 14 minutes in, 2 up, and 2 away goals as well. That is huge for us. Perfect start, and honestly, we love an early goal. How many times do we bag it in the first 15 minutes? It's just so big to our play. If we can do that, it just sets our tone for the rest of the game. Brennan Johnson would look to add to our lead, but his shot flies just over the far post. Love this angle from the shot. Before 23 minutes in, Luis Suarez would be looking to break through. Max Kilman tugging all over his shirt. The referee blows his whistle and sends off the English centre-back. I was surprised by this. I thought, okay, a yellow card is coming. It's a cynical foul. I'm tugging at his shirt. I'm delaying his game. I thought we had Lodi and Simikan covering. Apparently not. And Max Kilman has shown his marching orders, and that throws a spanner in the works. With 2 goals up, but a man down. Tosin Adarabioyo comes on for Brennan Johnson to fill that hole and centre-back, and now just Taiwo playing as the lone striker. With 35 minutes in, Marseille would look to make their numerical advantage count, but Dean Henderson comes up with a great save before. On the stroke of half-time, Nico Williams finds his namesake, and the Spaniards' dinked effort is cleared off the line. What a great clearance that is, and what a huge moment that could be in this tie. Almost 3-0 at the half-time break. It remains 2, and Marseille is still in this game. We are still down to 10 men, of course. Eafc, I'm going to bring on for Taiwo Awoniyi. Taiwo picked up a little bit of a knock in that half, and I don't want to take any risks. So Eafc, I back him to lead the line up top in the second half. Well, Adeyemi would make it 3. It had been a quiet 20 minutes in the second period. Marseille not really making their extra man count. And we would get that 3rd goal with 25 minutes to go and send the away fans in hysterics and silence this stadium. It felt like maybe this tie had already been put to bed, 3-0 up in the first tie away from home. Well, Marseille would get a huge goal. They knew they had to get the next goal, and they would, with 10 minutes to go, they make it 3-1, and that's how the game would end. And they give themselves something to hold on to, a bit of glimmer, a bit of hope going back to the City Ground. Can they complete a really big turnaround? We led 3-0. We win the game 3-1. I'm disappointed we didn't keep the clean sheet, but overall it's a fantastic performance. And considering with a man less for nearly an hour, we controlled the game really well and scored as well in that time. So overall a great performance and a 3-1 lead going into the second leg. As we see Taiwo's injury, thank God, is only a 5-dayer. We could not be without our Nigerian up top. Max Kilman will serve his one-match ban in the second leg. As we see here, a couple of British sides still in it: Rangers, Celtic, Leicester, and then Atletico Madrid, Leverkusen. That's got to be the tie of the round. Well, I can't wait to get into the second leg of the round of 16 Europa League game against Marseille, but that won't be until next episode. That will be it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. 3 games across 3 competitions. We're through to the FA Cup quarterfinals. We've got 1 foot in the Europa League quarterfinals as well. And a draw with Man City, we still hold top place in the Premier League. If you're enjoying this series, make sure you drop it a like and sub to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in episode 70 very soon.